what the past knew, and we forgot imagine the world 2,000 years ago. No electricity, no internet, no engines or satellites. And yet, people built machines that moved tons of stone, predicted eclipses, and distributed water with mathematical precision. It sounds impossible, but it's true. Ancient civilizations mastered technologies that modern science is still trying to fully understand. Some of them disappeared completely. Others survived only as myths or ruins. These are the forgotten technologies of the ancient world. Silent proof that the past was far more advanced than we often believe. The hidden ingenuity of Rome. When we think of Rome, we imagine columns, temples, and legions. But behind every monument was an empire powered by engineering and innovation. Roma's didn't just build roads and aqueducts. They mastered the use of water as energy. One of the most fascinating examples is the Roman water mill, a true industrial powerhouse of the ancient world. Near the city of Arles, in modern-day France, archaeologists discovered what may have been the first automated factory in history, the Barbigel Mill Complex. It consisted of 16 water wheels, arranged in cascading pairs, transforming the flow of a small stream into mechanical energy. That power turned millstones day and night, producing tons of flour every day. It was, in essence, an early hydroelectric plant built almost 2 millennia before electricity. The system worked through pure physics. Water channeled from an aqueduct fell onto wooden blades, creating torque that rotated massive grinding stones. Every gear, axle, and sluice was aligned by hand, calculated with nothing but geometry, intuition, and experience. The Romans had created the concept of renewable urban power long before the modern age, and then history forgot it. The Antikythera mechanism, the first computer in 1901. Divers exploring a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera found a corroded lump of bronze covered in gears. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a piece of debris. But inside that block lay the most complex machine ever built in the ancient world. The Antikythera mechanism is an analog computer, over 2,000 years old. Yes, a computer built centuries before the invention of the clock. Made up of more than 30 intricate bronze gears, it could calculate planetary positions, predict solar and lunar eclipses, and even track the dates of the ancient Olympic Games. Turning a hand crank set the gears in motion, each one driving another in perfect ratios to simulate the cosmos. Tiny inscriptions in ancient Greek explained how to interpret the dials. It was an astronomical model, mechanical, elegant, and astonishingly accurate. Modern engineers recreated it using X-ray scans and 3D modeling. Even today, some of its inner workings remain mysterious. What's most remarkable is its timeline. The Antikythera mechanism predates medieval clockmaking by over 1,000 years. Someone in ancient Greece had the mathematical knowledge, craftsmanship, and vision to miniaturize gears and calculate celestial mechanics with precision, a technology so advanced that, when the ship sank, it vanished completely from human memory, not to be rediscovered until the 20th century. Messages on the wind, the first internet before wires and satellites. Empires still needed speed, and so they built pre-modern communication networks, using ingenuity and the elements of nature. The Persian Empire developed the Royal Road, a 2,500-kilometer highway stretching from Sardis to Susa. Along it, relay stations with fresh horses allowed couriers to carry messages across the empire in just days, a lightning-fast system for its time. The ancient Greeks went a step further. In the 4th century BCE, they devised an optical telegraph, a code made of torch positions and shield reflections. It was binary before binary existed. From mountaintop to mountaintop, signals could cross vast distances in minutes. The Romans perfected this method, constructing lines of watchtowers across their borders. Using coordinated fires or mirrors, they transmitted coded military messages over hundreds of kilometers. In ancient China, during the Han Dynasty, they built an enormous chain of beacon towers to warn of invasions. A single puff of smoke during the day, or a torch at night, could trigger a cascade of signals across the frontier. Within an hour, an entire army could be mobilized. These systems were the ancestors of the telegraph and, in spirit, of the internet itself. Networks of light and fire, decentralized, fast, and remarkably reliable. The mystery of the eternal lamps. Among the strangest legends of antiquity are the eternal lamps. Light said to burn for centuries, inside sealed tombs and temples. Historians once dismissed these stories as myths, but evidence suggests that some ancient lamps might indeed have burned far longer than expected. Archaeologists in Egypt and India have found lamps with clever ventilation systems that controlled oxygen flow and prevented soot buildup. Some theories propose special mixtures of oils and metals that reacted slowly with moisture in the air, maintaining a soft flame for years without whether chemical genius or mythic exaggeration. These lamps symbolized something universal: the human desire to master energy and light. Long before electricity, people were already experimenting with sustainable illumination, chasing the same dream we still pursue today: the Roman concrete that outlived empires of all ancient secrets. Few are as envied by modern engineers as Roman concrete. While modern buildings crack and crumble within decades, Roman harbors, aqueducts, and temples still stand after 2,000 years. The secret lies in volcanic ash. Romans mixed lime, water, and a type of ash called. When this blend came into contact with seawater, it triggered a rare chemical reaction, the formation of crystals that strengthened the structure over time. Modern research shows that the material was self-healing. Small cracks would fill themselves as minerals The result was a material stronger, more flexible, and more sustainable than our modern cement. Today, scientists are studying Roman concrete to create eco-friendly building materials that might once again stand for millennia. Sometimes, progress is rediscovering what the past already knew. Lost science, lasting wisdom through the centuries. Wars, fires, and conquests erased countless inventions. Libraries burned, scholars were silenced, and knowledge turned to dust. But curiosity, the engine of human progress, never vanished. Each archaeological dig, each fragment of metal or parchment, brings back pieces of the forgotten world. A bronze gear, a crumbling aqueduct, a shard of glass, all whisper that our ancestors were not primitive, but profoundly ingenious. These forgotten technologies prove that intelligence is not bound to time. It is a constant in the human story. From Rome to Egypt, from Greece to Persia, from China to the Americas, the desire to understand and to build transcends centuries and cultures. The legacy that still moves US. Today, as we design smart cities and explore Mars, we walk in the footsteps of those early inventors. The bronze gears of Antikythera live on in our computers. The Roman water wheels spin again in our hydroelectric plants. The Chinese beacons flicker in our fiber optic cables. The future is the past, reinvented. Every modern innovation echoes the ancient mind that first dared to imagine it. Technology, at its heart, is not about machines. It's about imagination, about turning the invisible into reality. And in that sense, every spark we ignite today began with one lit thousands of years ago. Epilogue, a spark that never died. It all began with a spark, a flash of light in a silent world. That spark jumped between two metal spheres, and in that moment, humanity touched something divine, the power to create. From that spark came wheels, gears, levers, and dreams. From it came the voice of civilization, whispering, inventing, connecting. Every broadcast, every transmission, every heartbeat that travels through air is part of the same legacy. The past is not gone. It resonates in every signal, every discovery, every invention we celebrate today. The technologies of ancient civilizations are not just relics, they are reminders. Proof that progress does not always mean invention, but remembrance. Because what was once lost can always be found again. And when it is, we see the truth. The story of technology is the story of us.